Welcome, everybody. College basketball action. I'm talking once again with Ross Benjamin on our daily underdog value ticket. And there's two games that Ross likes tonight, and both of them are kind of intriguing. One of them being a small school, Fordham, who has played in some pretty big games. They're getting 4.5 on the road against Duquesne. Ross, first and foremost, glad to have you back with us. Where is the edge for Fordham in this game, getting 4.5 on the road?
Well, let's start with Duquesne, Mike. They've lost 7 games in a row. They've gone 0-4 straight up in ATS in their last 4 at home, and they've lost those 4 home games by an average of 11 points per contest. That doesn't bode well for a home favorite. Then again, you're looking at their defensive play, and you could see why they've struggled of late. This is a Duquesne team in their last 5 games. It's allowing close to 86 points per game. Opponents are making 43.9% of their three-point attempts during that time. And Duquesne has also sent their foes 29 times per game to the free throw line over the last 5. That's a losing equation by any stretch. Now, you're looking at Fordham. They've won their last 2 and 3 of their last 4. Granted, they haven't played one of the better teams in the A10 in their last 4 contests, but 3-1 the last 4, 2-0 the last 2. That bodes well for confidence, especially for an underdog, and especially against a team struggling as bad as Duquesne. And also, Fordham has really dominated on the boards in their last 5 games with an average of plus 7.8 rebound per game differential, which is a huge factor as well. I'm going to take the value here with Fordham plus the 4.5 over a struggling Duquesne club.
You know, and one thing also, Ross, for Fordham, winning 3 out of 4, obviously it breeds confidence no matter if it's against a lesser opponent or not. One thing that is awesome is 5 of their players were in double figures last game, so they're going to build off of that. They're spreading the ball. They're the hotter team. They're shooting 44% from the field, 34% from the three-point land. They're 3-5 against the spread on the road, but Duquesne does nothing to protect their floor. They're 3-5 against the spread at home. And as you alluded to, they've lost a bunch of games. They've lost 7 in a row and 3-4 against the spread in them 7. So they could be vulnerable tonight. This could be a really, really good spot for Fordham, not only with the points, but also to get a big win outright there. Now, the second game, Ross, Oregon State getting 5.5 against USC, and it's at Southern Cal. Now, there's some polls that still have this team ranked, and how they have USC ranked, I'll never know. All right, they've lost 5 out of their last 6 games. This team has really crumbled apart in my eyes. I think that's why you kind of like Oregon State here, plus the 5.5. Break this one down for us and let me know and the viewers know where the edge is for Oregon State in this particular game.
Well, as you know from working with me, Mike, I'm not married to one aspect of handicapping in general. I like to spread it around a little bit and look at the whole picture. When I look at this matchup, you got 2 teams headed in opposite directions. As you just alluded to, you touched upon USC struggles, but this is an Oregon State team that's won 5 of their last 7, and they're in desperation mode right now, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
They have a legitimate chance if they could win at USC and UCLA for an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. So desperation, momentum is on Oregon State's side. They also defeated USC the first time around, 85-70 at home in a game that wasn't as close as the final score may indicate. They could have won that game by 25 or 30 points, if not for the fact that USC was awarded 38 free throws in that game, and they held USC to 33% shooting from the field. You know, USC 0-3 straight up in ATS in their last 3, 1-5 straight up in ATS in their last 6. In the last 3 games, they've lost by an average of 17.7 points per contest. I know they're 15-1 at home, but one of those 3 losses in the last 3 came at home against Utah by 11 points. This is a team that's really lacking confidence right now. They're getting dominated on the boards, and that hot shooting that prevailed for them through most of the season, that gave them the successful start they had, has waned a bit of late. I like the momentum here, the urgency. Oregon State, folks, hasn't made the NCAA tournament in 26 years. Talk about urgency and desperation. They have a good shot here. I'm going to take Oregon State plus the 5.5 at USC.
Well, that's a good breakdown. And Oregon State, as you said, they have everything to play for. I mean, 26 years. So you know absolutely that student body at that university, everybody's excited. And here's another team, USC, that the word vulnerable, it fits right in there. Like they just literally have fallen apart. And I don't get it because their losses have been huge lately. And USC also has lost 4 out of 5 against Oregon State outright. So, they know how to beat this team. I'm liking this one. I really am. Plus, they shoot the 3 very well. 36% does Oregon State. So, okay, viewers, you heard it. Take Fordham plus the 4.5. Oregon State plus 5.5. Both of them on the road. Ross, beat the book tonight. I'm pulling for you, my friend, and we'll get back with you again real soon.